Hey, round two, and my opponent's actually here. Polar 796. Hello. We're on the draw, which. Oh, wait, are we on the draw? Yeah, we're on the draw, which is sweet. And we have a pretty decent hand with Seacoast Drake, Divination, Claustrophobia. Mole 6. Hell no. Alright, do I remember how to play Magic? It's been. Oh, hello, Suntail Hawk. That's interesting. I was gonna say, do I remember how to play Magic? I've been sitting around for an hour doing nada. Get our island down. Well, we have our lands, which was kind of the whole game point anyway. So what is this? Black, white? No? Flyers. That's very interesting. I was going to say maybe it's a black, white, enchantment, angelic accord deck, but that does not seem to be the case at all. Blue, white. Traditionally, my favorite color combination. I love blue, white flyers, but in this field, not so much. Train Condor, yeah. Flyers. Seacoast Drake just deals with that regularly. I'm very pleased about that. If we draw some action, we'll play it. Well, that's not the action I was thinking of. And yeah, I'm happy just to get Divination on board. With an Archaeomancer backup? Yes! That's exactly what I want. No attacks. What is your deck trying to do that you have a Suntail Hawk? I am oh so curious. Polar 786. Fire Shrieker. Whoa! I am not worried. But that does mean at some point that's going to be relevant. So I will pay attention. I still don't really want a Claustrophobia, and I'm pretty sure Archaeomancer, I kind of want to get the Divination back anyway, since my opponent doesn't have pressure. A Fire Shrieker on a Train Condor does trade with Seacoast Drake, so there's that. So I have to decide, do I really want to do a trade, or do I just want to go ahead and take 4 points of damage next turn if that happens? I want to use all my mana this turn. Claustrophobia isn't particularly important right now with the Train Condor. So, yeah, we're just going to grab our Divination and pass the turn. But I still don't know if I want to trade Seacoast Drake with Train Condor. I probably do. Since I'm going to be winning this late game, I'll probably just trade off my opponent's somewhat whatever threat. I don't really care about Suntail Hawk, even though it will eventually be able to do 2 points of damage to me a turn. I'll have the Messenger Drake next turn to block it. And my opponent won't be able to play a flyer this turn as well, so I should be able to win that game plan. For 1 mana, like, I'm willing to take 4 damage in order to just eat one of my opponent's cards. That's okay. There could be the combat trick that protects the Suntail Hawk, but, I mean, who cares? That's not a big deal. We'll do that block next turn, though. Maybe my opponent thinks, oh, another Hawk? Wow, what are you doing? Oh, whatever. I'm just going to go ahead and play Messenger Drake here. I'll attack him with Archaeomancer. Why not? Get a point of damage in. Does my opponent just have 20 bazillion Divine Favors? Even then, I don't think that's really relevant. Playing 2 Suntail Hawks and like 2 Divine Favors just to make 2/4 flyers is not awesome. Okay. If my opponent has the +2/+4, then the Seacoast Drake only eats that. I think now I'm actually okay with these going down. We have Claustrophobia and Divination next turn. I mean, there's got to be a combat trick here, but... I mean, the +2/+4 is the only thing that kind of gets it, and that'll get rid of the Seacoast Drake, but not the Messenger Drake, right? That's all that could be in those colors, so I'm really confused. What else you got? Another Train Condor? Wow, what is my opponent doing? Hmm. 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 I kind of just want to go on the offensive now, but let's just be smart and divinate first. Probably shouldn't have played the land yet. Wow, lots of lands. Okay, whatever. Uh, I don't think I need to claustrophobia train condor. Yeah, there's another 4 points of damage coming through, but I'll be able to put a little more pressure on my opponent with Phantom Warrior. And then, maybe my opponent will suit up and I'll claustrophobia something else. But yeah, I'm ready to go on the offensive now. And if my opponent wants to trade Archaeomancer with Train Condor, that's just brilliant. Cool. Well, 18 lands. We have all of our lands, that's for sure. Don't need another island. I'll start playing my Swamp Sound in case Quag Sickness or our Shade comes online. Then my opponent can, if my opponent wants to equip Fire Shrieker on the Train Condor, which my opponent does apparently, we're trading, what, 6 for 4? That's okay. Hey, Essence Scatter. And that'll be great, because that'll allow myself to take out whether my opponent's next play is, and we're still going to just keep on winning this race here. Let's go, opponent. Okay. Yep, tagging with everybody. Celestial Flare. Well, goodbye, Archaeomancer. And then if for some reason this Train Condor does get pretty scary, we can just start claustrophobia-ing it. But I think having his Essence Scatter in hand is going to really help us keep the race in our favor. Who knows, maybe my opponent has just a bunch of Celestial Flares, My opponent doesn't want to play a card. Ooh, another Essence Scatter. So in that case, yeah, we're going to Claustrophobia down the Train Condor, attack in for 5 this turn, and then have just our double Essence Scatters up. So my opponent just really can't be doing a whole lot. Let's see if another Celestial Flare happens. Frost Breath? Okay. And if that's the case, we'll go ahead and Claustrophobia this guy. And then pass the turn with our double Essence Scatter online. Did I play a land this turn? Don't even know. Yep, played a land already. Cool. And then we'll just F6. There's nothing for 1 mana that matters. Essence Scatter for whatever, like a Serra Angel or something, or a Air Servant of sorts. It's probably all that truly matters. Divination, not great for me, but also not great for my opponent. Still okay with that happening. Capuchin Knight, I will Essence Scatter, just because I have the second Essence Scatter up. My opponent might feel comfortable thinking that now I've used up my Essence Scatter. Wow. So we're just running out the lands there. Okay. Pass the turn with another Essence Scatter up. Capuchin I still think is relevant as my opponent starts getting out of this mana screw and being at 7, taking the 4 damage this turn could definitely be bad. Messenger Drake, yeah, no thanks. There we go. Alright, and a Reaver back up without any counter magic up. That's pretty alright. Let's see. What can my opponent have? Not much. The Wrath, I guess? There's definitely... it's not an automatic win next turn. Like a flyer or something comes down, that will be cool. Cerner Enchanter. Hey, there's that guy. We pretty much bash into that. It's still a win, right? Can't be blocked, I have a flyer. Yeah, pretty much a win. Guess my opponent's hoping that I just misplay and attack him with the Reaver. It's gotta be the game plan. Because only 1 mana up. Don't know what you can do, bud. Yep. Okay, interesting deck my opponent has. Very interesting. Not scary, just interesting. I mean, the Fire Shrieker can get a lot to go down. Festering Newt has a lot of targets with the double Trained Condor, the Capuchin Knight, the Flyer there. But Shrivel kind of gets it too, right? Maybe they do bring in Shrivel. We saw 5 1 toughness buddy boys, and some of them were flyers, so the Newt may not be able to trade too awesome with. What's bad against my opponent? My opponent's seen both my Essence Scatters, so meh. Time Abs, my opponent has... Well, we saw a lot of low casting cost creatures, but that's because my opponent was stuck on 4 mana for a while. Maybe this Armored Cancrix, which is just not going to be super relevant against flyers. I mean, it helps a little bit, but I kind of just need creatures anyway. Yeah, I think we're going to take the Time Ab up and bring Shrivel down instead and continue to play control, and Shrivel will probably be a 2-for-1, maybe even a 3-for-1 pretty regularly in the game. And with a Fire Shrieker on board, the Shrivel actually still does some good things, and it doesn't really kill any of my creatures, so yeah, I like that. We'll keep it that route. Ooh, hello, Mulligan. Sad day. But Polar's playing first again, maybe trying to go aggro, not too sure, but yeah, we got a Mulligan this. Ooh, 2 blues and Essence Scatter, and then things that require lots of black mana. Mind you, we do have lots of mana. I'm going to keep it. Yes, I'm going to keep it. Nope, we're going to mold 5. Yeah, this is way better. Seacoast Drake right away, blocks a bunch of what my opponent's doing, and then our Chaomancer will help us get back from our lack of cards. I probably would have kept the other hand if I was on the play, not the draw. Just a heads up. Alright, and hey, drawing Claustrophobia is pretty okay. And a Trained Condor? Yeah, play those all day against my Seacoast Drake. I'm cool with that. Get the Swamp on, pass the turn, and then hope to draw Divination, which would have been the nut draw. I mean, I already got Claustrophobia, so I shouldn't be complaining. But having Divination and then be able to play our Chaomancer again, just like last game, would have been pretty okay. Fire Shrieker. Hey, my opponent's doing the Fire Shrieker thing. In this way, Claustrophobia kind of just ends up being a nice, counter to equipping and stuff. I probably will just trade the Seacoast Drake for the Trained Condor this turn, assuming my opponent does Fire Shriek up the Trained Condor. I want to just clear my opponent of his or hers creatures. So Seacoast Drake will train. I mean, this is 2 mana trading for already 3, 6, 7, 8 mana. I'm very much okay with that. Might even waste my opponent's turn, I'm not too sure. Would love it if I didn't have to do it, but I don't want to just take random 4 from the Trained Condor. Shrivel in hand would be cool, but let's do that trade. See if my opponent has a follow-up. I do need to start drawing into something more relevant. Another Trained Condor. Yep, that's going to happen. Here, we have our Undead Minotaur, so we're going to start losing a little bit of the race, but I'm actually okay with that. Might just have to end up claustrophobiaing another Trained Condor, because I just don't want to be taking 4 hits of damage every single turn. Yep. Spend your mana. If my opponent doesn't have a follow-up, though, I do get a bash in with Undead Minotaur, which means I'm not completely losing the race. Suntailhawk. Okay. Shrivel. Shrivel's gonna be the nuts. Let's go, Shrivel. That's weird. Kind of a waste of mana. But okay. Alright, do I want to waste my claustrophobia? I'm taking for 5 points of damage next turn. I think for now we wait, because if something like a Sarah Angel comes down, I am kind of screwed. Or even like that Horn Chanter or whatever. Alright, let's keep our Essence Scatters available. See if my opponent is scared of that. Interesting. Didn't want to get that extra point of damage, or extra 2 points of damage in. So maybe that's the Chanter is coming around. Which is going to be very relevant with a Fire Shrieker and Train Condor online. And I really just have to like hope that I get that Shrivel online. That would be very lucky, considering it's one of 29 cards. Chanter. Ooh, Jace! Oh, so maybe that's why my opponent jumped into blue and needed playables. Drug. Wow, okay. Well, time to kind of lose. Yeah. Ouch. What? What? That... Okay. Does my opponent know what's happening right now? Just wants to keep Jace alive for a few turns? I mean, it's gonna work for my opponent, but, yeah. We're gonna go ahead and attack Jace. Don't know if we're gonna be able to stabilize, but gotta get rid of Jace, that's for sure. You know what? It might have been better to play Archaeomancer now that Jace is on the board. Yeah, even though I don't get the value like I was thinking. Wow. Interesting. So my opponent's just trying to get card advantage because my opponent's ahead on the board anyway. I guess that's okay. But I'd pretty much be down to 6 cards and I'd be dead next turn if I couldn't kill Jace, right? Which I guess if my opponent had a plus, I would have been able to do. I'm a little confused. Right, well, Claustrophobia is going to go on the Train Condor now. We're getting low in life enough to where that's relevant. Oh. We're very low in life. I want something relevant. I'm glad my opponent got rid of my swamp. Master Diversion. I think I'm dead. Very close to dead. I have to play Claustrophobia here and play my Archaeomancer just to chump block. Well, I guess trade. Nope, chump block. Master Diversion. That is not particularly grand. But we'll play to the outs. Though I'm pretty sure Jace is just going to get... Oh, wait. That makes Master Diversion fly when it attacks, right? Oh, no, wait, but now Train Condor can attack. Yeah. Okay, let's just focus for a second. I have to play out my Archaeomancer because Master Diversion is just going to tap down something. I'm thinking too, I only have 1 turn left. Probably not going to get there. My opponent could have killed me by now with a Jace. Luckily, Claustrophobia and Archaeomancer were pieces to the puzzle that my opponent has already seen. So I'm not really showing a whole lot more to my opponent. So I like that. Same with the Essence Scatter. But basically I have 1 draw step to see if something changes. But even then, I have to be able to deal with 2 creatures. I don't think I have that at all, right? I guess maybe. No, not even Shrivel gets it. Yeah. I don't think I have an out. But might as well wait. Holding up my Ring Flesh. Apparently my opponent does not want to attack with Master Diversion. Another Train Condor. Wow, Shrivel's gonna be insane. Oh gosh. I want Shrivel so bad. Not necessarily for this game, but like next turn just to blow out. Quag Sickness! Well, we're going to concede here. And go to Cyber Game. But yeah, we're going to keep that Shrivel. That's for sure. So was not able to pull out of that mulligan, despite having a pretty decent draw from it. Jace is going to be an issue, but I still don't think Time Ebb is worth bringing in. Yeah, it makes my opponent draw Jace again, but Jace comes down, 0-0, gone. It's just a little really scary in terms of if Jace happens, I need to make sure I've had some amount of pressure against my opponent. So that's not awesome. I still think Shrivel is better than these Festering Newts. It's more like, is there anything that's just super weak? I mean, yeah, Emerald Cairncrix doesn't do anything. And against my opponent with Flyers, maybe I do just pull it out for the Time Ebb in order to try to, like, set Jace back a little bit, or my opponent. But really, I just wish I had a negate, like I was saying during the draft. I'm going to keep it the way it is right now. And I just need to make sure... Do I want to play first? No. I still want to be drawing first. We'll keep it. There's double Essence Scatter. Yeah, there's no Swamp for the Minotaur, but we'll get there. And I'm actually fine just having double Essence Scatter online. Especially being on the play. We'll probably get a, Train Condor or two. Or sorry, being on the draw. Suntail Hawk, yep, we can survive against Suntail Hawks for a while. Ouch. Okay. Take our Uno. Fire Shrieker, ugh. Well, maybe we do just lose to Suntail Hawks. I need to draw. My opponent missed an attack step. That's interesting. Definitely want to be drawing into, well, besides the Swamp, of course, one of my two Sea Ghost Drakes. That's going to be awesome. Still, 2 points of damage a turn isn't the end of the world. But having to hold up Essence Scatter for that long is kind of not awesome. Fire Shaker, equip. Go for it. Please don't play a Capuchin Knight, because I just don't want to have to Essence Scatter a Capuchin Knight. How lame would that be? Yeah, I'm just going to keep the Essence Scatters flowing. It just means an extra 2 points of damage. Next turn we can have Essence Scatter and Divination up, so that's pretty cool. Might even get the Divination, draw onto a Swamp, play a Swamp, and then have the Swamp finally down. I'm not super worried about the 2 points. Still important, but not super worried. Now my opponent to think if I have Nephalia Sea Kite or not, but doesn't seem to care. Okay. Oh, that's why there's so many Fire Shriekers. Luckily, the double striking thing isn't a thing. Because I've got, oh, Shrivel. Hee 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 hee. So happy I have that. Let's draw a Swamp. We did not draw a Swamp. I'm trying to decide if I want Undead Minotaur or Nightwing Shade in my graveyard. I will be getting a Swamp at some point, which is funny because my opponent has so many 1 toughness dudes. Maybe Quacksmith is going to be bad. But if I do get back in this game, I feel like Nightwing Shade is going to be the way to do it. So, yeah, we're just going to go ahead and get rid of that guy while we continue to take out my opponent's 1/1 toughness dudes. There might even be an argument to not even bother Essence Scattering a 1 toughness creature. Fortunately, it means I have to draw. Yeah, oh, well, we're definitely Essence Scattering that guy. I really need a Swamp. Yay, Swamp! Alright, so we're playing Swamp. Kind of want to hang on the Nightwing Shade, because I do want to keep Essence Scatter up again. I could use Quag Sickness on the Suntail Hawk just to get rid of it. And then I have Essence Scatter. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do, because Shrivel, even though it takes out the Suntail Hawk, and I have the Essence Scatter for other big guys, Quag Sickness is going to be doing a whole lot in the future, and I do need to get rid of this 2 points of damage in the near future. Other option is play the Undead Minotaur, keep taking 2 points of damage. My opponent isn't developing the board a whole lot. Yeah, I think I'll take 2 more points, actually. Yeah. Silly me. I have ways to deal with the Suntail Hawk, and actually I think I have this control match set up pretty alright. And now we are going to be trading 2 points and 2 points, so could be fine. Do have to keep in mind Show of Valor, which could counter a Shrivel against one creature, but having Quaxiness and Claustrophobia to pinpoint that hopefully won't be a big issue. Keep taking 2 here. Worried about Jace. There's no second island yet, so that's good. Hive Stirrings. Okay, might be time just to hit off the Shrivel now. Opponents... That doesn't do anything, opponent. I don't think you understand. Ooh. Yeah, so maybe that means I'm fine playing the Shrivel. We'll wipe the board. I'll have our Chaomancer back up. Yeah. Because I'm not going to be playing the... Actually, let's see if my opponent wants to block... Do I want to get 1 point of damage in? Or yeah, I'm playing Shrivel anyway, never mind. Shrivel! Alright, Wicked Control, here we go. 1 point of damage. Ouch. And I'm saving this Archaeomancer instead of playing it at max my mana because I do want Essence Scatter up, and I do think having Shrivel again is going to be pretty insane against my opponent who still has 20 bazillion 1 toughness dudes. Such as, do I Essence Scatter this card? Yeah, I do. Even though there is the Shrivel combo, just allow my opponent not to have anything with a Quaxiness and Claustrophobia for later is fine. And then eventually Liturgy will come down. Yeah, so here we'll play Nightwing Shade, which will be nice. And then hopefully we'll start having enough tempo swings playing out. That'll be A-okay. Celestial Flare? Yep, take it. I'm very okay with you taking my Celestial Flare. Or rather, using your Celestial Flare to take my guy. I'll get the Nightwing Shade online. Maybe I do want Divination over Shrivel. My opponent's down to 3 cards already? We shall see. Banisher Priest. So Swamp is going to be very key here. I mean, I could Claustrophobia the Banisher Priest, but I don't want to do that. That'd be lame. At least my opponent didn't Fire Shriek anything. Ah, come on! If I play the Oromancer, I can Divinate this turn to find my Swamp. I just don't want to take 4 damage again. I do think it's time just to get Shrivel back, right? Play the Archaeomancer, get Shrivel. I'm taking damage though, that's 4 points. Ay. My opponent's down to 1 though. I think I need this Nightwing Shade back, so I'm pretty sure I need to use one of my actual removal spells to kill the Banisher Priest, which means it's now time for Archaeomancer. And then do I care more about Shrivel? Or do I care more about Divination? And, yeah, it's going to be Divination this turn. I need a Swamp. That's how I went. Swamp. Oh my gosh. Where are my swamps? Oh, at least I have another removal spell, but not going to be particularly grand. I'm just going to chump the Vanisher Priest with my Archaeomancer. I'm fine with that. Because I assume the Vanisher Priest will be Fire Struck, and I'll be taking 2 in the air with Suntail Hawk. And then a Swamp will be drawn next turn, I am confident, which will allow me to Liturgy the Banisher Priest, get my Shade back, and then Quag Sickness the Suntail Hawk. That's what I anticipate. And I can take 6 points of damage here with these 2 Fire Struck creatures up. If I have to, I will have to do double Claustrophobia on these guys, which is so lame next turn. But I really just need a Swamp. It's fine. Yay! Swamp! So. Liturgy Banisher Priest. Actually, I can just Quag Sickness that, right? If I Quag Sickness the Banisher Priest, I get the Shade back. But then my opponent still has a Suntail Hawk online. I think I'm overthinking this. I have plenty of removal spells. I do just want to use them. And at this point, a Suntail Hawk in the air is still relevant. Because my Nightwing Shake is going to be able to pump. So, yeah. I don't get completely blown out by the protection, whites get protection color or whatever. Just kind of. Alright, and you can't attack because I just had you this turn. So we'll just keep up our Essence Scatters, and hopefully this game is now in my control with the Nightwing Shang online, doing 4 points of damage a turn. Claustrophobia for even something as stupid as a Capuchin Knight, and then any other card that my opponent draws. Like a Soulmender? What? Well, that's not going to get Claustrophobia. Capuchin Knight will, because there's enough pumps there to be relevant. And I assume, I don't know, even my opponent's doing 2 damage to me, that's okay. Do it. Double strike. Cool, and a miniature rush. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, cool. We will go ahead and attack. Well, we'll just tap out politely to F6. Tap. You are now tapped. And I attack with my flyer. Alright, let's quickly turn this game around. Make dreams come true. Let's do it. If my opponent drops an island and then Jace and then wins, I'm going to be very sad. Okay, this is a lot of damage that is possible, but having the Minotaur Abomination is going to be very good. Let's see, if that ends up being a 3... It is a bummer if like Show of Valor ends up existing, because that will for sure trade with one of these guys here. But now that Liliana's Reaver was drawn, that's very good because it's another blocker, and on top of that, it allows me to really have my opponent think about attacking into me here. Take you 2. Just gonna keep playing our pressure here. I will block Minotaur Abomination to a Fire Struck 1/1. Because if a Show of Valor comes down, I am fine with that trade. But do I want to block Liliana's Reaver to another one? Huh. It's still a trade. My opponent only has 1 card in hand. The second island did come down. Let's see what my opponent's attacks are. Okay. No attacks is very good. If I tap down by a claustrophobia, one of these slivers, does the Reaver get through? 1, 2... I mean, it ends up being like a 3-point something, which makes this very, very important. I do want to play my Swamp. That means my opponent's training a Sliver Soulmender for the Reaver. I don't really like that idea. And I don't want to waste my Claustrophobia on something that I can block anyway. So instead we're just going to use all of our mana to pump Nightwing Shade and get a huge hit in. Little worried about Celestial Flare, but such is life. We already saw it once, could definitely happen again, but none of my guys are sacrificable anyway, so if it comes down, it comes down. Presume my opponent will gain one of those lives back this turn. Yep, there it goes. Please no Jace. Please no Jace. Well, I guess Nightwing Shade should be able to kill Jace, because I doubt my opponent's going to draw Jace and some kind of protection for Jace that Claustrophobia can't deal with. But still, that would be very frustrating, since we're just about to nab this game here. Okay. Good so far. Ooh, this is going to be awesome. So I think we'll just get Shrivel here, clear the board, right? Yeah, kind of have to do that. If there's a counterspell here, that's going to be insane for my opponent. Where you at, Shrivel? That's the blows. Boom. Goodbye, board. Negate? No, my opponent would have Soulmendered there, right? What's going on? Do you have a pump? Are you going to try to pump your guy just to keep... Yeah, you are going to try to pump your guy to keep alive. Well, that's interesting. So the guys go away. I think I just go ahead and Claustrophobia it so I can get a huge attack in, right? And also get the Reaver online, because I get another 2/2. Problem is, I will be taking 2 points of damage, and it's not really a big deal. The Reaver will be able to attack in next turn anyway, right? Yeah, we'll just play the patient game and just pump the Nightwing Shade a bunch of times. I'm okay with that. I should have attacked with a Minotaur Abomination. I'm dumb. I just wasn't really caring about it, but my opponent can't kill the Minotaur Abomination, which has been a free attack. But I still have a good blocker here, so that's fine. Jace? The only thing I'm really scared of? Train Condor. Not as scared of. That's okay. With a Liturgy of Blood. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Killing the Trained Condor, which allows me to pump the Nightwing Shade a few more times. I do like that. Then we attack in. Yeah, that's going to happen. Say adios. I'm confused. There we go. Make sure the pump happens correctly. So there's that. And then we'll bash in with these two. So my opponent has no cards in hand. Just keeping this guy back for relevant blocks. Cool. And now even if Jace comes down, we should be good. GG's. Yay, finals. See you then, boys and girls.